Before Princess Diana captured the world's heart, there was only one truly beloved woman in the British royal family, Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. But behind that gentle smile and motherly warmth was a woman with a spine of steel and a streak of ice. Even Princess Diana would find out the hard way. The Queen Mother could be ruthless when crossed. While the public adored her and the press praised her, few knew of the secrets she nearly took to the grave. Secrets that reveal a woman far more complicated and far more calculating than anyone imagined. Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon was born into privilege on August 4th, 1900, the ninth of 10 children in an aristocratic Scottish family. Her father adored her so much he insisted her middle name be Angela, because he thought she looked like an angel. But the angelic image didn't last. As a child, she once tripped in public and was helped up by a kind woman who asked, "Are you all right, dearie?" Little Elizabeth snapped back, "I'm not your dearie, that is ma'am to you." And she meant it. In fact, she even mocked people who mispronounced ma'am, saying it rhymes with spam, not harm. Yes, she was that particular, and it would define her entire life. Despite her privileged upbringing, Elizabeth's childhood was shaken when World War I broke out on her birthday. 4 of her brothers served. 1 died. Another became a prisoner of war. To help the cause, the Bowes-Lyon family converted their ancestral home, Glamis Castle, into a convalescent hospital. Elizabeth threw herself into the work, and the wounded soldiers adored her. But beneath the compassion was calculation. In 1921, she caught the eye of Prince Albert, the shy, stammering second son of King George V. He was smitten. She was unimpressed. He proposed. She refused. He proposed again. Still no. Only after he swore he'd never marry anyone else, and his mother, Queen Mary, personally stepped in, did Elizabeth accept. But what most people didn't know was that Elizabeth may have had her eye on other men at the time, including the dashing royal equerry James Stuart, and even Prince Edward, the future King Edward VIII. That flirtation ended fast. Edward dismissed Elizabeth, calling her not exciting enough. Ironic, considering his own Casanova reputation. Eventually, Elizabeth relented. In 1923, she married Albert and became the Duchess of York. At their wedding, she laid her bouquet atop the tomb of the unknown warrior, an act of tribute to her fallen brother Fergus. It was a powerful moment, and a carefully crafted one. When Albert's older brother Edward VIII abdicated the throne to marry the twice-divorced American Wallis Simpson, everything changed. Albert became King George VI, and Elizabeth, who had once feared royal life, suddenly became queen. But she was furious. Furious at Edward, furious at Wallis. When she visited Edward at Balmoral after the abdication, Wallis greeted her with a smile. Elizabeth coldly replied, "I came to dine with the king." She refused to grant Wallis the title Her Royal Highness, referring to her only as that woman, a nickname she used until her dying day. Elizabeth never forgave them, and when her husband died, she blamed Edward and Wallis for it, saying that if they hadn't run away from duty, Bertie might still be alive. When Edward wanted to attend the funeral, Elizabeth said no. She denied the former king entry to his own brother's burial. Yes, she could be that cold. During World War II, the Queen Mother refused to evacuate. "The children won't go without me. I won't leave the king, and the king will never leave." Her courage made her a symbol of British resilience. Even Adolf Hitler reportedly called her the most dangerous woman in Europe. But not everyone admired her. When she visited the bombed-out neighbourhoods of East London, she wore pastel colours and pristine coats. Locals jeered. Some threw things at her. She never understood the outrage. "They dress up to see me," she reasoned, "so I dress up to see them." Still, she remained a beloved figure, on the surface. Behind the scenes, the real Queen Mother lived lavishly. Her daily drink routine was legendary. Dubonnet at noon, red wine at lunch, a martini at dinner, champagne at night. She even ran up a secret overdraft of over £7 million without batting an eye. Beneath the pearls and poise was a woman deeply rooted in outdated beliefs. She opposed Indian independence, supported white rule in Rhodesia, and at one formal event, she loudly greeted a Japanese prince with "Nippon, Nippon" in a mocking tone. Racism was not just tolerated, it was rationalized. Patriotism, she called it. And then came the scandal she couldn't hide. In the 1980s, it was revealed that two of her nieces, Catherine and Narissa Bose-Lyon, hadn't died in the 1940s, as official records claimed. They were still alive, hidden away in a mental institution out of public view. The royal family never visited, not even once. When the truth came out, the Queen Mother denied all knowledge. But she did make one thing clear. The madness, she said, wasn't from her side of the family. Cruel? Absolutely. And sadly, not out of character. She also cut off her alcoholic nephew Timothy, refused to attend the funeral of his wife, who took her own life after their child died, a child who was Elizabeth's own great niece. The Queen Mother lived to be 101. On her 100th birthday, she insisted on gin being added to her birthday cake icing. Until the very end, she remained a carefully constructed image, smiling, silent, stately. She once said her secret was to be utterly oyster, silent, closed off and impenetrable. And it worked. But as the cracks in the shell appear, we see something else. A queen who stood tall through war and widowhood. A woman of influence, calculation and unshakable pride. A mother who shaped a monarchy and left a legacy wrapped in silk, scandal and silence.